The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of KSMQ Public Service Media Incorporated or its assigns.
Tractors are the name of the game on this episode of Farm Connections. First, we'll explore one of the largest tractor exhibitions in the country, which this year took place in Albert Lea, Minnesota. We'll enjoy the sights and sounds of this vast event and then receive a guided tour from one of its organizers. Then we'll visit Plainview, Minnesota, where we witness the spirited competition of the tractor games. We'll also meet our next FFA Student Leader of the Week, all next on Farm Connections.
Welcome to Farm Connections with your host, Dan Hoffman.
One of the most storied names in tractor manufacturing is International Harvester, with roots that date back to the early 19th century. This company produced some of the most popular agricultural products up to its dissolution in the 1980s. But the name lives on. Every year, IH enthusiasts from around the world converge in one location for the Red Power Roundup, an exhibition that preserves and celebrates the many products bearing this brand. This year, the Roundup took place right here in southern Minnesota, in Albert Lea, and Farm Connections had a front row seat.
Come on, let's go! This is Albert Lea, Minnesota. This is the 22nd annual National Red Power Roundup. It is a gathering of unproportional size. I've created a monster.
Come on!
But we're having fun.
I'm an ex-MP. Back when Harry Truman put me to work. Pull it a little bit more. Hey!
People from all over the U.S., the world, come to this every year to visit with friends and to show their collector tractors. I have 6 collector tractors. I'm contributing a Cub Cadet that's pulling the little kids around here. We want the whole family involved in this. You know, this is a friendly bunch of people, and we just love this. It's the tractor that they grew up on. You know, Dad said, okay, son, I want you to learn how to drive this tractor. And it was usually the Farmall H or the Farmall M. My dad took me out when I was 4 years old, east of Geneva, Minnesota, to the Hendrickson brothers. I remember it. They had a plow on it. And down the field we went. And I put my hands on the steering wheel. I couldn't touch the pedals. I was too small. But I felt that vibration of that tractor, and it hooked me. You just wiggle, that's what happens. You know, it's in your blood. You grow up on it. It's there all the time.
58-year-old tractor that runs like the new one. This side would be the clutch pedal. The brakes are on the other side, individual for each back wheel. 5 speeds forward, 1 reverse. Driving a tractor's always been one thing I liked. As a little kid, I liked to have my dad give me permission to drive tractor and do some operations in the field. My dad used to say this is a tractor you could always depend on. Snow or blizzard or cold weather or anything, you could always depend on this one.
I've been playing with these tractors for probably 20 years.
started out, I've got about 45 tractors at the house. I believe I probably only ever drove one on the trailer. Everything else has been stock or, you know, what we keep. See how it's stuck open?
Yeah.
It's not stuck in that. There. Now Greg can turn it over. Yep, you move down.
I think we should save a bit of history for the next generation so that they know how it used to be. I guess that's means a lot to me, including my tractors at home.
Oh, here goes Leader. We got 10,000. $10,000 amount, 8, going to get $10,000 time. $8,000 amount, here go now. We got $9,000. $9,000 amount, time is now. 9 is bid, going to get $10,000 now. 13, 1,300. 17,500, and now 7 now. 4,900 now. Why don't you give me 19,000? We'll get this deal over with. 19,000, 19,000, 19,000, 19,000. 118, 7, 15. I have one do it. It's a beautiful tractor, and I have sold it. Jump right here. 18,500. Put on 197. Congratulations. Where's it headed, Dave? Harlan, Wisconsin. Our good neighbors here, Wisconsin. Thank you, sir.
From Nashville, New Hampshire, and we have, you know, IH products. We love it. You know, it's just a collectible thing, and you know, same as anybody that collects matchbooks or with just bigger items. You know, so we like to buy things and sell them, and you know, collect a few tractors here and there, and you know, it's enjoyable. A lot of fun.
With my sweetheart that I love so.
So the obvious question is, how many do you have in your garage?
Well, I don't know. My wife was supposed to be counting, but she's never got the total yet, so I can't tell you. A lot. Two or three dozen, I guess.
What is it about new paint that makes people feel good? Kind of truck.
It looks pretty. You can see yourself. It's shiny new. It looks great.
It gets my heart pumping. Keeps me young. So I don't need to go to a psychiatrist because I just love International Harvester. I didn't grow up on it on the farm, but I got into it because my wife, her grandpa and her father had IH tractors or farmals on their farm, and they used them.
I'm Mary Stanek, and I'm here with my sister and her husband and my husband, and we're interested in International Harvester things because my father-in-law was a dealer years ago.
And you brought your checkbook.
And I brought my checkbook.
Oh, we might buy some toys. Sometimes I want some parts of some kind, you know.
I just like to get out and do this kind of stuff, look around and everything.
They come to these swap meet down there if they need a part for a tractor They'll buy the part here because they can't get it any other place, you know. 1 in a million chance it might be here.
This is pretty unusual. It's a McCormick Deering electric motor. Most people don't know there was such a thing.
What were you actually feeling for when you...
Actually, I was touching the drawbar. And like I say, I bought a new one from the dealership for $250 last week, and here I could have bought one at probably a fraction of the cost and hauled it home 500 miles.
Among the most interesting aspects of the Red Power Roundup was the fact that International Harvester manufactured an extremely diverse collection of products. Not only farm machinery, but also trucks, cars, kitchen appliances, even military vehicles. I caught up with Bruce Jensen, one of the organizers of this year's Roundup, and got a personalized walk through history. I'd like you to tell me what's going on here today. I've seen thousands of people and lots happening. What's going on here?
This is the 22nd annual National Red Power Roundup. It is the largest exhibit of farm machinery and equipment in the U.S., bar none.
Well, it's fantastic. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of people with interest. And how long have you been working on the show?
3 years.
3 years in the making. And today, fortunately, wonderful weather.
Yep.
Excellent. Everything came together. It's a wonderful time. I've been listening to people's comments, and everywhere we've been walking, they said, thanks, Bruce. It's a great show.
Yep.
I'd like you to just walk me through some of the exhibits and show me some of the things and tell me about it. Can you do that?
You bet. Here is a 1950 Cob Farmall white demonstrator. Part of it's not restored. This has been repainted, but a lot of people like to see what the original really looked like. The dealer had to paint it red. A lot of them got through the system, they were never painted. So,
and that's the significance of the white. The company made that for demonstrators, took them out to farms, and let any farmers see it, and then later sold it after it was demonstrated.
Right. The neighbor would see that white tractor over there, and he'd come and look at it, and what are you doing?
Something interesting, something different.
Caught their eye, and that's the way they made sales. So, this tractor here belongs to one of our club members. It was bought at an auction, a consignment auction. It was painted red. They took it home, removed the hood, the fuel tank, and the front grille. When they removed the front grille, they found white paint on the inside of the grille. They stopped all work at that point and came to me and asked me, is this truly a white demonstrator? They knew about the white demonstrators. So it's a 1950 according to the serial number. It's one of the early ones, and serial number designates it white. See, this one even has the mounted plow on it. So they had different implements on these tractors. They used them. And now they're pretty much only show tractors. But there are some tractors here that look real good, but they, you know, they got a little wear or paint scratches on them, and we say that they're in their working clothes. You know, we get dirty and, you know, they get dirty, so. Now, you're standing under a genuine IH umbrella that they put on the tractors. Shade themselves. Now, this is before they had cabs. Most farmers didn't have cabs until about 1960. Then they started, manufacturers started making cabs or putting them on the tractors. In the sun, this is what they used. In the winter, they used heat housers. Here's a very large collection of memorabilia, and I'm the center attraction right here. Here I am 40 years ago at a school, Hickory Hill, Illinois.
This building says 1831, Bruce.
That's when
McCormick
it was
Reaper
made.
Factory.
Yeah. So
quality is the foundation of our business.
Yeah. This year it's the 50th anniversary of the Cub Cadet, that little original garden tractor. Here is two Cub Cadets put together to make us a half, or I'm going to say about a quarter-size four-wheel drive tractor. Some of the people just enjoy making this, you know, and he also made the cultivator. And if you notice the wear on the shovels, he uses this to garden with.
I'm thinking he has a lot of fun.
Right. Okay, this is what we call Grandma's Kitchen. And we put together cupboards. There's a chrome table, the old-fashioned chrome table. I just learned at this show, and I learned something new all the time. International made a sewing machine. I never knew that. There it is.
International Super Deluxe sewing machine.
Right. Here's a chest-type freezer. It has the original, I can't open it up any farther, but it has the original instructions right there on how to operate the freezer. The significance of this unit, it has a gauge here telling or keeping track of the temperature. It also has an alarm mechanism back here, so if it gets shut down, the alarm will go off.
Save the food.
Save the food.
Well, 3 years of work is definitely a long time, and it shows. It's a wonderful, wonderful program, and as we've walked through, I've heard many people come up, thanks, Bruce, this is a great show.
Okay.
How many man and woman hours do you think went into getting to this point?
This point, I don't know, but it's in the thousands.
Fantastic. You've done a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you.
Throughout farm country, summertime is the time for small town ag festivals. The good folks of Plainview, Minnesota sponsor Corn on the Cob Days, and one of its most popular events is called Tractor Games, an opportunity for tractor owners to show their stuff behind the wheel. Let's take a look.
I'm Jim Pettis. I'm with the Greenwood Prairie Classic Iron Club. We do a little festivity of tractor games. There's many other clubs that have done them. There was a lot of the guys that participated in them just loosely. They'd have some gatherings on the farm and do them. It can be anything that you can possibly imagine. One of the gentlemen from the Lions Club approached us about doing it, and his idea was we started out with a barrel, a 55-gallon barrel, and it's partially full of water. It is painted up to look like a corn cob. And that was one of our first games, and we tried to roll it down the street. The objective for me today is to try and keep this in front of my tires, and I want to end up down there close to the orange cone. Maybe I'll actually finish one of the events this year. This is our third year. This is our third year, and our biggest turnout yet. Last year we had about 350 people showed up to watch. We had about 50 tractors that participated, whether it be in the games or also in our nursing home ride. We make that a big part of our activities as we go up and show the older members of our community a little respect and go up and parade the tractors through for them up at the nursing home. We're an agricultural community. We all grew up on them. This is all part of our lives. We knew them from the time we were young kids. Most of us started out when we were 6, 7 years old on these, and we run tractors very similar to all these, and just part of our life. I'm going to catch a whole lot of grief for standing next to a Massey Ferguson. I'm an international guy, and we have our John Deere guys, we have Minneapolis Molines, and we have Olivers, and there's all kinds of friendly rivalry. There's nothing more than that. We have built a balance beam that we balance one of these large tractors on. We balance them on a 4-inch wide area. The beam balances out, and the tractor has to come to a balance upon it. It's good to see people laugh, and people laugh and clap.
1, 2, 3, time. 20 seconds.
We have a very unique thing in this. We've actually been requested by several other communities around the area to put on this event at their town celebrations.
Are you gals ready? Is everybody ready? Go!
We'd really love to, but it does involve a fair amount of work and labor to do this. So we tried to do just for our own community, the community that got most of us going, and we try to do specifically for this community, seeing as how most of the guys are here.
And we're off and running.
This is all in the gaming of it. This is just for recreational and fun. We do it as a community service. We try to be a community-oriented club
Nice try, John.
to provide entertainment.
Looks like they're doing pretty good on the second try.
This is fun.
KSMQ congratulates our FFA Student Leader of the Week, Hailey Ihrke, President of the St. Charles FFA Chapter and Region 8 reporter.
My name is Hailey Ihrke. I'm from the St. Charles FFA, and I'm the chapter's president, and this is my 4th year being involved with the FFA. As a chapter president, I'm in charge of organizing almost everything. I organize everything from chapter meetings to officer meetings to activities that the chapter does. Agriculture is what I'm all about. I've been born and raised on a dairy farm, and ever since then I've been pretty involved with the agriculture part of my life. Agriculture is so important because we wouldn't be living without it if it weren't for the agriculturists. We are the ones that give us food, clothing, shelter, all the necessities of life. The thing I most appreciate about FFA is the amount of experience and leadership that it offers to you. I wouldn't be the same person if I didn't go out for FFA. I've taken advantage of the opportunities that the FFA has to offer, and I'm quite proud of what I've gotten out of it. With FFA, I love going to national convention, state convention, participating in CDEs. My SAE right now is I've got a couple bull calves that I just purchased from my family's dairy farm, and I'm growing those as steers. And later on I'll be selling them as feeder steers, hoping to get a little bit of a profit out of them. I also work on my dairy farm. I am a milker. We milk 3 times a day, and I get the morning shift, and I also feed the calves. Every school morning I'm up between 5 and 5:30 and out to the barn by 6, and I work until about 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm off to school. I never saw myself being at the level as what I am now, and I'm so proud of myself that I stepped out of that box and went forward with what I wanted. I plan to pursue more agricultural based education as I go off to college. I was into the dairy industry, so if I could get more dairy science and stuff dealing with the dairy industry, I'd be quite satisfied. My biggest belief is I believe in the future of agriculture. With the future, we can do many things if we keep improving our world and our technology. 4 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been the same person today if I wouldn't have gone out for FFA. So really do what you believe in, and you can go far with it.
For some reason, tractors capture the imagination of young and old alike. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Farm Connections and were able to appreciate the value of our trusty mechanical friends. There will be more fun on the next Farm Connections.